What are we calling this? Is this a podcast?
Red.
It's
Flash.
I have a bone to pick with you, Sir Moose. In fact,
Sorry, you're breaking up. Can't hear you.
last month, July, I had a chance to design the challenge base for the month, the Olympics themed one.
Oh, yeah.
And I had been wanting to have you on our podcast for a while, and I just thought, hey, you know what?
No, I know where this is going.
I'm gonna toss in one little minion, and then when Sir Moose goes and calls it Mike the Minion when he does his little guide, I'll be, I can message him, say, hey, what's up? Would you want to come to the podcast? So yeah, I woke up the morning of the challenge, went straight to Sir Moose YouTube and watched your 3-minute guide, which is great, by the way. And then I had to be a little disappointed.
I'm sorry. I apologize. It's Mike's fault, obviously.
It was mostly a useless minion. You didn't really need it for anything. I just thought I would tee you up, and I don't know. Apparently, our minds went different places.
Minion is never useless. Can be the difference between 2 and 3 stars, easily on some bases, anyway.
All right, we have a lot to go through. I know you're limited on time today, so we'll just get straight into it. So you are, fairly well known, but could you just tell us a little bit about yourself, and your content? What would you kind of classify your own niche as far as Clash content creation goes?
I guess I say, casual spam attacks, easy attacks, things like that. And I'm not just saying it. I'm not very good at Clash of Clans. I'm not a great player. I've tried Arloon about 5 times over the year. I just can't do it. I know you could probably do it with a bit of practice, but I need sort of, max 3 fingers on each hand. That's about the max I can manage while still trying to multitask. So I just try and look for, easy attacks. Because, I think I started off doing bases about 5 years ago. Because if you remember the old days in Clash of Clans, you had to design the bases from a YouTube video. You'd have to pause it, go on your game, get the wall segments ready. I think it took about 30 minutes to make a base from old YouTube videos. And then they brought in the copy link, didn't they? And I always wanted to sort of do a YouTube channel. And I didn't set up my YouTube channel until I was nearly 40. I think it was 39. Never done one. And I thought, I really like playing Clash of Clans. And it was sort of the technical side of things, how do you record it? How do you get a microphone? And then you get into thumbnails and making thumbnails and the correct tags for YouTube. And it was just, a bit overwhelming. But then I just thought, you know what? These base links have come out. Enjoy playing the game. Just do a few base reviews and things. So I think I put up a couple of videos and one of them just sort of did quite well, took off a little bit, got 20,000 views or something like that. And then over time, I've sort of moved away from that and started doing, I think, more interesting, attack strategy videos for different town halls and things like that, and guides. And so I think that's kind of what I do now. More sort of, I've got, how many town halls have I got? Like 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 10. I think I've stopped there. So just try and do different guides, but mainly sort of current town hall levels, 16, 15. And easy to use ones. I'd love to be really good at Clash of Clans. Like elite, really good player, but I just don't think I haven't got the reactions anymore. I'm not skillful enough.
That's funny. That's how I feel when watching your videos. I feel like, man, I wish I was as good as Moose.
I think having max heroes, hero equipment, and troops, max base helps. But yeah, and we all know Town Hall 15 was pretty tough, wasn't it? Or it was for quite a, Super Archer Blimp was the main thing, wasn't it, really? To try and get 3 stars. And at Town Hall 16, you've got Root Riders, so ground attacks are back, really. So Root Riders are really good. You can put Valks with them, You've got your hero equipment. You don't need to use a Battle Blimp, Siege Barracks. I find it a lot easier now. And you've got that hero equipment you can change, Everybody uses Gauntlet and Rage Vial. I like Spiky Ball and Earthquake Boots. That's my favourite combination. Well, if you get your king in the middle of the base, there you go. See you later.
Yeah, you just mentioned starting off with Town Hall 12 base reviews. Did you get like an immediate good reaction. I'm looking at the views
Oh,
on your oldest videos, and they're all like they
I
all
think
have
I
decent
got
views on them.
I think I got rid of the first. What did I do? I think the first one was sort of the Gold Pass had just come out, so I did. Somebody on Reddit did a comparison about how the savings if you in books and everything, and it was staggering how how the great value of a Gold Pass. I put a video together on that. Then I did a couple more, but I like maybe doing creative stuff if I can. Like maze bases, strange things that used to be really popular in Clash. Maybe when I started, those sort of early days, the sort of maze bases and things like that were getting millions of views. And I like sort of being creative, so I started by doing things like that. Bases with loads of traps and one entrance where you try and get people to go in, and then it sort of migrated to those base links. But I think I've got rid of a few of the older videos, to be honest, because the thumbnails were so bad. Not many, but a couple. So maybe the first one you see, I'm not sure which one it even be. Might have been Builder
Oh,
Base or
it's yeah, it's I already clicked off it, but it was some Town Hall 12 base video,
I
and
think that's when I
it
started.
had
Town Hall
yeah
12,
it was
yeah.
like 12, 13,000 views on it. And
Yeah, I think I probably got rid of my first real one. I'm not sure what that was. But those base reviews took off because obviously people have been so used to building them, and these base links came in, and suddenly you just click a button and there it is in your game. That was really really good. Really, and obviously they're still popular now. If you type in base review, there's loads, isn't there?
Mm.
Bases you can get, Twitter or X and bases everywhere. Loads of different designs.
Yeah,
Back then, finding a nice base was difficult. But even then, siege machines were around then, I think. But still, loads of people getting 1 stars on these nasty sort of central town hall bases.
and so speaking of videos, do you have like, would you say that those base videos are your favorite videos, or do you have a favorite video of your own?
No, no, not really. I mean, well, not the base ones. Sorry. My sort of I think with YouTube. I mean, I'm not an expert with YouTube and the algorithm and how things work. But my favorite sort of base sort of videos are creative ones. Where you maybe come up with a different base and you do some sort of challenge with it, like a goblin maze or something like that, and design a couple of the challenge bases before. I love doing that. One of them was a monolith base, and another one was where you had to use invisibility spells and recall spells. Just trying to be a bit creative. I know Trample Damage was here, and he's like that as well with his base designs. He likes to be creative as well. But saying that, those sort of creative videos, they don't tend to do as well as sort of general attack strategy videos. I guess it's what your audience wants. So if you've got a majority of people on your channel active users of Town Hall 16 players, they probably want to see attack strategies, bases for that Town Hall level. But yeah, my favourite sort of videos are probably the creative ones, goblin mazes and weird and wonderful stuff.
we get 2 challenges a month now. Like I've always wondered, like I have a heck of a time trying to dissect those and figure them out. Do you have like a methodology that you'll start picking apart those bases with, or how do you approach them when we get new ones?
I normally just put all the troops in the spam attack with the Grand Warden and just see if it works, and then try and work it out from there. But normally these bases are really clever, aren't they? Some of them are great. Like you can take out the clan castle with sneaky goblins or something and an invisibility spell. Or how did I do mine? Oh, that was it. A goblin would trigger loads of traps on my one, and then move through the left-hand side and right-hand side, and then you could use a jump spell to jump over walls. Some of them are really creative, and I'll be honest, if I'm struggling, Trample Damage is amazing. It normally goes, hey, if you want a hand with a challenge, because I don't know, it's got some sort of amazing ability to work these challenges out. I don't know if you've found that, but some of them I do struggle with.
So I remember watching your attacks in the dev build when we first got druids. I'd pretty much dismissed them right away. Like, it's a ground healer, who cares? and then we were in the same like Dev War clan, and I was just watching all the different ways to really use druids. I always have a hard time figuring that stuff out,
Yeah, me too. Me too. Sometimes.
Yeah, with troops, is that just how you kind of start too? Is just seeing what kind of works, like spam wise, and go from there.
Yeah, again, just trying to be creative because with druids, I mean, they're really good for obviously healing, but then you can help with a funnel if you're using your. That's about as advanced as I get funneling. So if you're doing a funnel, king and queen on one side, help with a druid, and then I thought, you know what? If the druid's about to transform into a bear, use a clone spell on it, and then you get. Is it 3? What's the housing space for a druid? 14, 12, 14.
Ooh, it's not a
Yeah, I
lot.
think you get. I think you. Oh, you might no 16 or something. I think you get 2 druids at least, don't you? So if the druid's time is about to run out, use a clone spell. You get that 30 seconds or so again, don't you? So it's good for diving deeper into the base with your heroes. But I think that, but then they're good support troops, and I know you've got the apprentice warden as well. But I do like druids. I like to have 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 on an attack. I think they're pretty cool.
Yeah, they're definitely a new troop, and I mean all this new content, especially like with hero equipment. Would you say that the addition of all these new equipments has affected your lower town hall content, or has it boosted like with your higher town halls? How have you seen it affect you personally?
It kind of made me try and make more content for lower town hall levels because you've got more, variables that you can change the different hero equipment. Because I guess normally when new troops come out, sometimes they do come out for town halls below the sort of town hall 14 plus, maybe town hall 12 plus, especially with the events as well. But I found that the hero equipment for lower town halls was pretty powerful, and it gave you a good variety to try out different attack strategies. With the spiky ball, earthquake boots, you can at town hall 11 you can do more of a spam attack, break through the walls with your king, and higher town halls as well, especially when you've got all the equipment available. On my town hall 16, I think I've got on my main account, Samus one. I think I've got pretty much everything unlocked. Everything's not maxed though. But I mean, to be honest, when the Fireball came out, I enjoyed it. I thought, yeah, it's okay. And then about a month later, after seeing all the pro players using it, I was like, oh, I need to. I know I didn't actually get it on my main account, I don't think. And then after seeing everybody else using it and having loads of fun, I was like, I need to get that. I need to get that. When's it going to come back? And I got it when it came back. And then I think I've leveled it up to level 26 now, just because it's so, it's different, isn't it? It's a lot of fun.
It is. Yeah, I love the Fireball. It's my favorite equipment.
Yeah, it's totally. And if you use a couple of earthquake spells or one, you can. And then you send in Spiky Ball or something, and Seeking Shield, Rocket Spear. You can invisibility spells and stuff.
Overall, how have you felt about Town Hall 16 and everything that's happened this year?
Me personally, I love it. Town Hall 15, I thought was the road up from Town Hall 12, because I've sort of played and upgraded my accounts all the way since then. I've really enjoyed Town Hall 15. Personally, I found quite tough because, like I said, I'm not a particularly great player. But I know you've always got the balance between pro players and casual players, which is obviously difficult. Town Hall 16 obviously is a lot easier. So for me, I like ground attacks. So with the Root Rider, it's just opened up so many attacks. Plus you've got that hero equipment, which obviously makes things easier as well, especially when you get it to a decent level for your heroes. So for me, it's been a lot more fun, for sure. And I do like it, the hero equipment. I think it is a good idea, and I think once we've probably now, because we've had quite a bit of hero equipment, but once we sort of catch up with the ore, I'm finding especially on my other town hall levels 10 to 14, I'm all right for ore now. Town hall 16, I'm not. I haven't got too much, but that's obviously because I've got every piece of hero equipment pretty much, and trying to level it up. Starry ore and glowy ore are the sort of bottleneck for me.
Same for me.
How many different accounts are you actively trying to keep up to date?
Let me have a look. I'll go over my count now.
Too many is the right answer.
Yeah. I've got two 16s. And then my plan, what I try and do is every time a town hall comes out, shift them all up one, yeah? So I've always got one at the current town hall level. And obviously I've realised that, that as you become further from level 1 to level 15, 16, 17, it's going to take a bit more time, obviously. So I'm active on. I've got 2 Town Hall 16s at the moment, both pretty much max. And I've got a 15, 14, 13, 12, and a 10. I know I've said that already, but I'm pretty active on those, all of them. Doing as many wars as I can when I've got the time, just to try and get that ore, starry ore. Doing clan games on my main 2. But like I said, I've got to sort of the stage the Town Hall 10 to 13, where I've pretty much got everything maxed out, and I don't really need ore at the moment. So I've even dropped out of the war for them. So I'm only sort of playing regularly my 2 Town Hall 16s, 15, and 14 at the moment. But admittedly, I've not. I'm not a free to play player. So when offers are on for ore and that, I have been getting them.
Speaking of moving all these town halls up, how do you feel? Or are you excited about Town Hall 17, or what are you hoping it brings to the game?
Well, I always people were talking about a new hero, weren't they? I don't know what the frequency is or what it was. There's lots of theories, isn't there? I think a new hero might be really cool. Obviously, new troops, siege machines, things like that. That's what I'm hoping for. I have no idea what the design will be, of course, but just looking forward to sort of new things, new hero equipment, and then I'll probably just move 1 Town Hall up then, and then just follow the Town Hall levels as they come. But I like sort of, I don't know what my last sort of favourite troop was. Probably, well, obviously the Root Rider, then things like Yetis, air troops, dragons. Dragons are good at the moment. Enjoy them. Any sort of easy to use troop. I mean, Angry Jelly's great. I know that's not a trooper pet, but I haven't really used it as yet because my Queen or Grand Warden just get in trouble. I just wander off into the base and then I start panicking.
Yeah, I like it with my Warden for the Fireball, just to make sure I can get some kind of defensive value with it. And the Druids make it really easy to still control them too, because Druids are 30 seconds and the Jelly is 35 at max. So I always start my Warden, wait 5 seconds, and then I can put the put Druids on, and then I always know when the Jelly's turning off and when those first Druids are turning to bears. It makes it a lot easier to control.
You're definitely an advanced player by the sounds of it.
No,
those tactics, even with a stopwatch, 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
That is purely because I've done nothing but Fireball and Druids since June. So that's just 2 months of figuring out little quirks.
I like it. I was just going to say, you see the pro players with about 10 invisibility spells and then firing this fireball across the base into this perfect area. I'm there. I put about 5 invisibility spells in the same spot, miss it. Grand Warden on air mode by accident flies into a flying bomb. Game over. And then I'm like, what's went? And then you look at the top left corner, 7 clanmates watching you, and I just close down. I just leave the game. I'm like, okay.
Do you have a favorite attack through all the town halls, I guess, or even through all the eras?
I really like bats. At the moment, Town Hall 16. I know the Root Riders had a nerf, didn't they? I still think they're really good with Valks. So maybe something like 6 or 8 Root Riders with 16 Valks. I like clone spells because you can clone the Root Riders, get 2 Root Riders in 1 clone spell, or you can clone the Valks and get 5? Are they 8? Oh yeah. So you can get, you can overlap them. Clone spells are really good with them. So I like sort of a Root Rider Valkyrie clone attack, or at the moment air attacks, all dragons with bats. A couple of overgrowth spells, 6 bat spells, a freeze spell, because it feels like the overgrowth spells are maybe a bit too large or whatever for bats. But if you wait until you sort of get 50-60% of the base and then have a look at a couple of wizard towers together, you can do really well. So I think air attacks at the moment are the strongest for me, and I've never liked air attacks at all, really. I've always been a ground attacker. That's why probably I wasn't very good at Town Hall 15. But probably Root Riders, Valks, or all dragons, something like that with bats.
I can't remember the last time I used bats. It's been a while.
I know.
When you pull bats off, it's so fun to watch.
Yeah, you feel like a pro. I think that was the first video I ever did where that was probably what made me start making attack strategy videos. I remember I was rubbish in wars. Yeah, I'd be getting 1 stars, half a star, or I'd just go for the Town Hall and try and take it out and get 50%, and that'd be a success. And then I remember one attack, it was like a maxed out Town Hall 12 base or something. I did a bat attack with a tiny bit of strategy, and it got 3 stars. And then I made a video on it, and I think that was my first decent video that did well. So maybe I'm just attached to the bats, but I think they're good. I think that, you know, obviously multi infernos hurt them, but I think bat spells. I don't know what everybody else's favourite attacks are at Town Hall 16 at the moment, if you're there, but probably Root Riders Valks or a bat attack with dragons.
All right. The final kind of general thing before we move on and talk about the anime season and all the new stuff. Like, I've seen a lot of discussions lately about toxicity in Clash of Clans. I know, like, Kenny Joe posted a video a few days ago talking about it. Reddit's always on it. And like, have you noticed any changes in like the overall attitude of the game among your audience?
Myself, not really. I always try and look at video comments and reply. You know, I go on Reddit as well. Not really. I still get, you know, I got a half a star with his attack. It's rubbish, you know, stuff like that. But it's fine. You know, I don't mind. I don't get many nasty comments or anything on really, or I don't see them.
Yeah.
But that's the only way I'd see, you know, is just YouTube comments really. But I think if you go on any YouTube channel for any game, it's the same sort of themes, and it's the same on most channels, isn't it? You get loads of nice people, you get some people that aren't so nice, and I haven't noticed anything myself. No.
Yeah, no, I sometimes wonder if it's like just part of the kind of community, or if it's just us, the most extreme people who kind of have the loudest voices on the internet. But yeah.
Yeah, I've always found the Clash community really nice, and especially on YouTube. Always, you know, and in game as well, in your clans. I don't know what you guys are like with your clans, but we've got sort of a bit of a Moose family of clans, and everybody's lovely in there. It's kind of like a second home, isn't it? That's probably one of the reasons why Clash is so successful. With, you know, you've got these clans, close knit communities, and it's sort of more than just a clan with games, isn't it? In a lot of them are on Discord. They talk all the time. And as you guys probably know, running a successful clan is a big job, isn't it, or can be?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and it's like a second family. I mean, like it's like, you know, another group of friends, and even though like you haven't met any of them, and it's like it's still a huge social aspect. And yeah, as you said, that's one of the key reasons why Clash is so successful.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so moving on to the anime troops and the season, where would you like rank the limited time event troops in terms of all the troops that we've had so far, and how do you find them?
I haven't. Well, I was away on holiday for a bit, so I haven't really got to use them too much. But I think they're fun. I mean, that's the main thing for me when I get a limited edition troop for X amount of days. Is it easy to use? Is it fun? I like the mecha and the Broom Witch. I think they're, especially the Broom Witch. Just as usual, I don't change much. Just put some clone spells on them as they go around the base, or when they stop at a wizard tower. I think they're pretty powerful. Of course, about a year ago, we had those really OP troops that were amazing.
Yeah, for Halloween, was it?
That was, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
so. But I think we've had some really good troops since then.
Yeah, I think the first one was still my favorite. Mostly maybe because I've used them more as well than the current ones. But yeah, it's always fun to have these temporary troops, and yeah, as you said, most important is having fun, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. But so yeah, so
But fun and powerful, very powerful.
fun and
troops.
powerful, yeah. But not too broken that they have to nerf it like twice. Or
No.
3 times. And so yeah, between the mecha and the Broom Witch, I'm assuming you prefer the Broom Witch more.
Yeah. I think the attack I've got lined up at the moment. What is it? I think it's like 10 mechas, 12 Broom Witches, clone spells. Just spam everything in the corner and use the Grand Warden ability. That's it.
Yeah.
Try and get 3 stars. Normally works.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
And so yeah, this event is mostly longer than the others, I feel. So like, because it started earlier. And so would you say that it's been easier to complete the track, and have you like preferred a challenge, like where you had less time to finish it, and so it was more of a challenge to earn the medals? Or what's your opinion on that?
Oh, to be honest, because I wanted the hero equipment so quickly, I think I gemmed my way to the end of the track. So
right.
I don't know, but is it longer than the prior one? Is it? I'm not sure.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Are you sort of anybody? How are people progressing that haven't gemmed it? Do you know where they reached it
Well,
easily?
I can't speak for that, but I mean, I'm a free-to-play player myself, so I kind of just did my normal attacks every day and let it complete. What I realized is I don't even have to try to complete it. I just complete it automatically by attacking normally, which is great. So, I mean, I definitely feel, at least for this one event, that it was easier to complete. Like, it took less time, but also less effort. Like, I barely even paid attention to it. So, I feel like that's a huge win for most casual free-to-play players, at least. But yeah, I mean, if you gem it, then I suppose you wouldn't notice it
Yeah.
necessarily. So,
What
makes sense.
what did you get at the end? Did you get the magic mirror or the statue?
I haven't used my medals yet. I have like this little code snippet that I use. It's like I put in the amount, and then it like finds all the different combinations of how to get down to 0 and use up all your medals because I don't want any of them to go to waste. And then I always like keep them until the event is like over, so that I like in case they give out new codes or stuff like that. I don't want to like I want to be as efficient as I can. So I haven't used anything yet, but I might get the magic mirror, I'd say. What about you? Have you used anything so far?
Yeah, I got the magic mirror. Been using it on my town hall. Well, I got it for most of my accounts, I think.
That means you do the whole bonus track on all your accounts, or
Yeah, pretty much.
nice.
Yeah.
But you gem it as well, or you do it completing?
But mostly gems on the first couple of days. I'm a impatient person sometimes. But we've been away on holiday, so I came back and thought, yeah, let's
Do that.
get this magic mirror.
So I'm assuming that means you're a fan of the magic mirror, right?
Yeah, I think overall, I think it's good. I still, if we're doing air attacks, I still like the giant arrow and healer puppet, just so you can line up the queen through the base, take out a couple of air defenses or sweepers, and then, or even if you've got a couple of spell towers close together, use a couple of earthquake spells. You can take out the spell towers. So I love starting my attacks with that, and I don't think I'd replace air attacks unless you could do giant arrow magic mirror. But I like using it with spam attacks, sending the queen with the main army, and then sort of use it in built-up area of the base with frozen arrow. I even like using it with invisibility vial. I think it's a good combination for the extra damage. Healer puppet, whenever you use healer puppet, there's going to be air mines there waiting, just waiting. So yeah, I do like it. I think for the queen, it's a really nice piece of hero equipment. I think overall, compared to the other ones, I think probably the other heroes have stronger hero equipment myself.
It seems like the magic mirror is a kind of equipment that would fit well with your style of videos.
Yeah, easy to use, isn't it? Just
Like what are you pairing it with, and then what kind of like troops are you using it with?
just sort of a normal ground attack, not really, with Root Riders, Valkyries, and then I was using it Frozen Arrow, but obviously that's a lot of ore if you haven't got Frozen Arrow at a decent level. But if you've got a decent level Frozen Arrow, Magic Mirror is great with it. I also myself really like Invisibility Vial, but I know it's sort of double invisibility. So people are saying to me on videos, you're using invisibility twice there, it's to replace it. I was like, yeah, that's a good point. But I like the extra damage you can do with Invisibility Vial, and obviously the extra invisibility. And I do like Healer Puppet. That's probably the best combination. But if you're using the Queen sort of more inside the base, towards the center, if you're using it more inside the base, then I always get those air mines.
Yeah, I have been using it the last couple days with the healer puppet, and I like to use the ability in the middle of a base. Because then all three clones are gonna have the best shot at hitting stuff all around him and doing the most damage. But then also, it's always you get those three healers and you hit the ability and you immediately just see all the air bombs and air mines in the whole base. Find them instantly.
It's like the puppet, isn't it? If you use that and you get the archers, it's like the giant bombs just waiting, going, "Thank you." Take out all your archers.
Yeah. It's the only time I ever notice giant bombs anymore. Is
I know
on the accounts where I'm still using the archer puppet.
Yeah, exactly. You press it; they're just there. Wait, they're following. I think the giant bombs move in the game. They move around to follow your queen. They're just waiting.
Quantum giant bombs. They're not there until you use a puppet.
I do like it, but I don't know what do you guys think of the. I think probably who do you think's got the best hero equipment overall? For me, I think probably Probably a Grand Warden or the King.
Yeah,
The Grand Warden, you can't Eternal Tome, Healing Tome, or Rage Gem, or Fireball.
the way you phrase the question, I think I'd say the king has the coolest equipment,
Yeah, the coolest, definitely.
and like the gauntlet, just seeing him get huge, and the gauntlet has made skins fun for me again.
Well, the Golem King skin.
Yeah, and exactly. The warden's there too, just because the fireball is so strong and fun. I don't know, it's been nice to get away from, from like the first stages of Town 16 when it was just all root riders, and then also before, when it was only Eternal Tome and stuff too. I don't know. It's been a game changer for me.
I think most people probably still use Eternal Tome, don't they? You can't. That's probably one of the most epic pieces of hero equipment ever. I don't see many people using Spiky Ball. Do you as well?
I do. I use
I love it.
I use the Vamp Stash and the Spiky Ball, because it's on Reddit, at least you'll get into arguments. People will tell you you're an idiot if you're not using the Gauntlet and in the Rage Vial. But I don't know, I found that the Spiky Ball bouncing around is pretty equal to the damage you'll get from the Splash and the Rage anyway. And when your king goes wonky, there's so many times I've been able to save an attack from the Spiky Ball. Even if it goes outside, it's still having your king back inside where you want him. And I think there's just a lot more versatility to it. If you're using the gauntlet outside, it does nothing.
Yeah, that's what normally happens to me.
Yeah. At least the Spiky Ball has a chance to go back in, and even if it stays outside, it's fixing your pathing for you at the same time. So I know I like it a lot, and I'm buddies with Trample, and he's a big Vamp Stash truther.
I know. I knew. I could tell. Yeah, he's a big fan. Big fan. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I've got it maxed out. I don't really use it as much. I just like getting my king into the base and using the Earthquake Boots and seeing the Spiky Ball flying around. But yeah, whenever I think a lot of people as well probably got the Giant Gauntlet. That was the first piece of epic hero equipment, wasn't it? I think most people have probably got that maxed out already. So it's a big commitment to get, think, I've got these other epic hero equipments on my other heroes. Should I do another piece of epic hero equipment on my king, or should I go for the Queen or Royal Champion or whatever? So you probably not got as many people with Spiky Ball at a decent level. Whereas I prefer it. I always run it with Earthquake or Vamtash or something like that, which is a bit different.
All right, so then I would say once the anime season ends, we have CWL again, and that would mean that we have to get back to normal and go back to our usual strategies, or kind of try and use new ones. What strategies would you say you're going to go back to?
E-Drags I like as well at the moment. I never used to like Electro Dragons because I could never. They always used to go around the outside of the base and there'd be like 5 Electro Dragons taking out gold storage. But I find that I'm E-Drags and Bats. I had a video out earlier today. So I find that's pretty good. But I'll probably go back to, if I'm after a sort of a quick and easy attack strategy, it'd probably be Queen, Giant Gauntlet, Healer Puppet, Giant Arrow. Did I say Giant Gauntlet on the Queen? Did I just make that up?
Yes.
Giant Arrow, even. Send it through the base and then do an air attack. Just something nice and simple. Or that Root Rider attack I was on about, sort of 6 or 8 with some Valkyries. Don't really. I was going to say with it, you could use Earthquake spells still. Sometimes you don't really see them used anymore, though, do you now?
I like them a lot lower. There's a lot of attacks like Town Hall 12 and Town Hall 13 where I like to do 8 Earthquakes. Just totally open a base. Well, they're still a little smaller.
Well, yeah, you need to, don't you? I guess because you haven't got those. You haven't got the Root Riders.
And you get max Earthquake really early. I think Town Hall, at least Town Hall 13. I forget if 12s have them or not, but
Probably, yeah. Yeah, it is good. It is good, especially for lower Town Hall level, or lower Town Hall 12 is still pretty high, I guess. I think that's probably my favorite Town Hall level 12. I like the look of it.
all right. So we will use the rest of your time. We have been soliciting questions from our live listeners. And first off, here's a softball: Oreo or Chips Ahoy?
I don't know what Chips Ahoy are.
Oh yeah. That might not be a bridge thing. Yeah.
The biscuit, yeah, Oreo.
Biscuits. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I like Oreos.
Chips Ahoy chocolate chip cookies, by the way, like a special
But yeah,
American brand, I think.
but they're soft ones. They're
That's good.
they're really soft, like chewy cookies.
I don't know. Then might have to seek out one of these and try them to make a fair comparison.
Someone else asked, do you have any tips for smaller creators just starting out on YouTube?
Yeah, keep it simple. I found I needed a bit of luck, if I'm honest. I just, for me, this is how I normally do a video. Screen record on my iPhone. So I get the footage or whatever I need, screen record on my iPhone, lightning cable, whatever it's called, to the PC, drop the file across, put it in your editing software. I use Filmora. Edit it together, keep it as simple as possible, where you're getting the footage you need. I mean, you've got that really nice and easily, and you can do with it what you want. You can add a webcam, add your voice on after, and then probably your content is half of it, and then the other half is your thumbnails. And thumbnails, if you look at every, the big content creators and look at their journey through thumbnails, you'll notice how they progress through time. So that was the one thing that, I still don't think my thumbnails are particularly good, but I've got I've got a nice background. I spent about 3 months trying to find a background. Oh, honestly. So yeah, you get your background, and then I started using a program. Then I transitioned over to Photoshop. Is it Photoshop? Adobe. So I just try and keep things as easy and streamlined. I think Joe did a video where he showed how he edited, and it took him a long time, but he had everything set out as well. You just find a way that it works for you to start, and plus you've got to find content that you like and you enjoy, and then just go with it. Obviously, try and have a look at the different categories. What's in interest at the moment. I think sort of attack strategies and Clash of Clans are pretty good place to start if you enjoy doing that. Or just answering questions people want, like hero equipment, testing stuff out, things like that.
Like when you're picking videos and like what type of stuff to make, are you like seeking out like, hey, well, like, what do people want answers for, or are you steering more towards this is what I'm interested in currently, and then people can watch it if they want?
Well, I kind of think what would I want to see if I was sort of what's current. So making videos about attacks that are working well for me, but I know probably at this point in time at Town Hall 16, people have got attacks that work well for them already. And then if new hero equipment comes out, comparing it, and obviously my opinion is totally different to other people's. A lot of people do agree on some things, not to use Vantash, but no, joking. But yeah, a lot of people agree on the same things, Giant Gauntlet's amazing and stuff, but people have different takes, don't they, And you watch one video where they break down a piece of hero equipment and wow, that's amazing. And then I try using it as I would normally. I'm like, oh, no, that didn't work very well. So I just try and compare, I do comparisons with hero equipment, try and find different ways to use things, creative stuff with clone spells and things like that. But it is listening and seeing what other people want to see as well. Oh, can you do a video on this? Can you do some sort of different video with all the projectile hero equipment? And I think I did a video as well. I've got this Town Hall 16 account, level 1. So I think I did a video with level 1 heroes, but with decent hero equipment, which took me ages to do. So I've got all these level 1 heroes, yeah.
You have an account that's level 1 everything? Like defenses and buildings and all that? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, well, I accidentally upgraded a gold collector or something, which ruined it for me.
Yeah, okay.
But everything else is level 1. So all the heroes, pets, level 1. And the hero equipment, I think I've got up to level 15, 20. I've got some epic hero equipment. I managed to do really well against max Town Hall bases and stuff. Not hard mode, though, I don't think.
When you spin that account in war, like what kind of matches are you getting? Like what's the typical mirror on the enemy side?
Oh, I haven't yet. I don't. Well, I was
okay.
I was in my clan, and then I left and tried joining some other clans, sort of undercover. Nobody would accept me. I was just like, "Hi there, yeah, level 1 account, but I kind of know what I'm doing," and yeah, I couldn't get into any clans.
That's when you start name dropping and do the whole like, do you know who I am kind of thing.
Yeah, they'd all go no. No, who are you? So Goose.
Yeah, yeah. Are you still doing Squad Busters content then? Since you mentioned Sir Goose.
Yes, I did set up another channel, so Goose Gaming, and I think I overreached with the amount of time I had to do Clash, my primary game. You know, I work as well, so I do work and do Clash as well. And I wanted to try and do Squad Busters, do a dedicated channel to Squad Busters, and I just unfortunately haven't had the time. So I did have some free time when it came out, and I did quite a few videos, and I think they did quite well. And I really, I enjoy playing Squad Busters. I really do. It's different to Clash, isn't it? And I like those sort of games, where you're trying to grow your squads, and there's lots of memorable moments in it. But no, I haven't been able to make a video for a while. I think the only way I could start making videos for Squad would be if I made less videos for Clash. And to be honest, I'm doing sort of 3 videos a week for when I first started and I was a bit younger, I guess. I was sort of doing a video every day for Clash, but it was base reviews are sort of quicker, or videos on bases, etc., are sort of quicker than your attack strategy videos. So it was probably easier for me to do a video a day back then. So yeah,
Oh,
sort
yeah.
of 3. I don't think I could, I don't want to do less Clash videos, but I'm not saying I'm not going to do any more content. It's just trying to find the time.
Yeah,
do
I know.
it.
I was having this exact same conversation with Trample. I think this morning, talking about Squad Busters, pulling away from Clash time too. There was one Clash question in the chat too, Squad Busters question from Cino, and he wanted to know what your favorite Squad Busters troop was.
The trader, but I don't know if the trader's as strong as it was. But yeah, what was it? You had the goblin, you got some coins, and then you switch to another chest, and you just have loads of gems flying everywhere. I think the trader was good. I think I got all my characters to a 3. Is it 3-star? Yeah, 3-star. So what's that? Was it super? I think. I need to check.
I don't know. I'm in that same
Yeah,
boat
Ultra's
of not
4-star,
having enough
isn't it, I
time.
think. But I enjoyed the trader, and Greg Mavis. For me, I just like staying at the edge of the map, just chopping down trees and collecting carrots. That's what I like doing. Stay out of the way. I don't want any violence. I'm going to stay on the edge of the
The
base.
pacifist run.
Yeah, leave me alone. Don't come over that bridge. All right, I'm happy here with my carrots and trees. Thank
Live
you.
and let live.
Yeah, that's why. Just so I was going to start sort of doing live footage, and I thought, you know what, it might not be that exciting if I'm just carrot farming at the edge of the map. But that's how I like to play it. Stay out. Again, I'm not quick enough to go in the center of the map and try and work out some sort of strategy to beat somebody else with 15 Gregs or whatever.
Have you ever, so speaking of your job that you have you ever thought of doing other Clash stuff like casting?
Yeah, well, maybe not casting. I really like that side of things. And the people that do it do a great job, and I've got the setup here. I've got a camera, I've got green screen, I've got, I've bought it all. I've got all the stuff, gathering dust. But again, I'd love to, get on Twitch and do some, live attacks, do some things on there. And I have been thinking about that. So that's something I wouldn't mind doing. And to be honest, if I'm honest with you, I've done it a couple of times and I struggled a bit just because, I don't know, it's different, isn't it? Because if you're making videos normally, and I normally don't use a camera, it's pre-recorded, you feel more comfortable. But when you're there live, it's a bit, I don't know. But I think it's probably practice, isn't it? So I've probably only, streamed on Twitch for a couple hours max. But it's a good, I do like it. And I know you can't really stream on Twitch without a camera, so I'd need to get my camera set up. Do stuff like that. But I think it'd be fun. And when you work out, when I was saying earlier about setting up a YouTube channel, it was sort of a bit overwhelming. It's kind of like that with Twitch, all the chat stuff, and I'm sure you guys know about that, and just all the mod permissions and green screen and OBS. Oh, that's what I'm looking for. OBS
overlays, and there's just a whole new extra technical level of all that stuff. Yeah, but
yeah,
I know, like,
I think about it.
I've seen some pretty low speed guys manage on Twitch, so I'm sure you figured it out.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind giving it a go. because I think once you sort of get used to it and get a bit more confident, and plus, if you're thinking about it, if you get your footage from Twitch, you do loads of attacks at night, etc., then you can probably make a video out of that from the video on demand or whatever it's called afterwards, and make a YouTube video.
Yeah, there's huge creators who do that every day.
Exactly. It's keeping it smart, isn't it? Keeping it simple, I guess, and using that footage.
Real quick, one last hit, and then we'll say goodbye because I know you got to go. The last one is like, do you think that the meta is kind of broken right now, or too OP?
For me, no. But I know, like I said earlier, it's a fine balance, isn't it? It's really difficult. It must be really difficult between keeping it fun I don't know what percentage of people are pros, what percentage are casual players, and what percentage are probably lower town hall. I know there's some stats out there, but for me, I really enjoy it because I'm finding it not overly easy. Like I said, because I've got max level stuff, but I know for the pro players, it's going to be easy. If they found town hall 15 in a good spot where they were still consistently 3-starring, then it must be a lot easier for them now. So me personally, no, I like it, but I do like hard mode as well. So I don't know where that's going, obviously, but it's good that we've got that there, and it's hopefully got the possibility. What is it? 10% extra damage and 15% on heroes. I'm not sure.
It's 5, 10, 15, and I always forget. I think it's 5% more damage, and then it's like 10%
hero ability damage or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I should pull the game.
But I assume they've got that could be scaled if required. So just say the pros are finding it still way too easy, then maybe that could be changed to find a spot where it's hard. Well, but yeah, hard for them. So
couldn't they make it like a toggleable setting where you can just kind of change it and then you can increase the percentage depending on what you want? Or
wouldn't that be interesting?
Variability.
They do have that in some games, don't they? I don't know. Games I play, you got sort of easy, hard, ultra,
yeah,
nasty or whatever. I don't know, but but yeah. I think hard mode's a good start.
Would you ever want to see it in Legends or Champ CDBL, like a lot of people have been suggesting?
What, hard mode?
Yes.
I don't really know enough of the scene at the top of Legends at the moment. I don't know how bases that people put a lot of effort into anti-Root Rider, whatever the meta is higher up. I assume it's sort of, I don't know what the meta is at the top, sort of Root Rider still, or air attacks with super witches as well or something. But I don't know how well the bases are doing. Are there still quite a few 1 stars, 2 stars? But I think having it in Legends would be good.
Yeah, once you get above like a certain threshold of Legends, I think your base really starts to matter, and you can defend. I don't know, Broom Witches. I've been taking negative 320s every day for like all week this week, but Broom Witches and everything else kind of throws a wrench in things. But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up for us. Thank you so much for giving us this time, and apologize again for the confusion.
Oh, that's all right. Don't worry. No, thanks for having me. It's been really nice talking to some people about Clash of Clans.
Yeah, definitely, dude. I'd love to do this again sometime.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, for everyone else, Code Moose, if you want to support, our friend here, I will drop links to Creator Code channel, everything else in the notes for the show. And that is gonna do it for us. Thanks again, and we will see y'all in 2 weeks.
Okay, see you later,
Bye.
guys. Thanks for having me. Bye.